Welcome back in, my YouTube family, watch enthusiasts. Today we're going to be talking about DC District Times, a watch fair that I had the pleasure of going to this past weekend. Very amazing situation. But before we go any further, we're going to do, of course, we're going to do a wrist check, which I have on the Islander. Every video, every live, every video I do from this point, keep in mind that it's a dedication to my family, dedication to my son. For those that don't know, tragedy struck our family, and I do this video with him in mind. As you can see here, this is my thought towards my son and my grandchild, his daughter. These things that connect us, right? I started this show, started my channel based on a watch. And I have a saying, it all started with a watch. And that's what we're going to talk about today. This is what we're going to dive into today, is not just District Times, but the lifestyle, if you will. Yeah, let's do that. So first and foremost, DC District Times. It was my first time ever going. I saw plenty of people post about this over the past few years, but I've never had the opportunity or the chance actually to go. Before we go any further, keep in mind, if you ever think about going to District Times, be one of the first people to do the VIP treatment. They have this VIP thing, and I do want to show you, these are all of the vendors that were in attendance. These are the people that, people came from far and wide. I drove 600 plus miles to get to this event. So I wanted to, get to see them. And this is my list of the people I was like, hey, if nothing else, I have to see these people. I didn't even get video. So what happened was, once I got there, which I was late, we checked in, check out my live. You have to see the live. I checked in, and as I looked out over all the people that was in there, oh my gosh, I was like, man, I was so hyped. And you stay toward the end because I did something so foolish, man. I did something so stupid, but whatever, man. Shout out to Lauren from Lōcī Watch Company. You are my savior. Thank you so much. But you have to wait till the end of the video to see what I did, the boneheaded thing I did. Let's dive in. Who was the first person that I seen? It was actually Mark from Islander Watches, which we'll talk about that. But Swiss Watch Company, which all I got was, I got the live footage, but I was like, I didn't get any regular footage. It was so much going on. I was so hyped, man. So I ran through just the scoop, just to get through. You have to look at the live. But I came back around to Adam over at Fair and Sweat, right? And he was doing his thing. I was waiting for him to, trying to get a little break in there so I can, just shake his hand. Because, man, really good guy outside of the watches he makes, which are phenomenal. His watches do have a different vibe to it, as you can see. And that's one thing that I love about microbrands. There are some that are homage, but then there are some that you could tell that they took their time and articulated this design that is something outside of the norm of our basic watches, like your Hamiltons, your Rolexes, and things of that nature. That is the beauty about some of the microbrands here. But there was one, well, actually there was a few, but one that I just had to get to, and it was Berndardt, right? Unfortunately, the crowd was so thick, I just couldn't get to everybody. Again, I refer back to the live. But I got to see Berndardt. I heard the story, and I'm interested in the watch. Do I want to add it to my collection, though? Absolutely. Jack Mason. That's all I'm going to say. One of the arguments with Jack Mason is price, right? But is it worth it? Is it worth it? Who is their target audience? Man, well, I would say I have to be in their target audience because I have this watch. Now, unfortunately, this right here, this is the Hydro Timer. It didn't do well. Compared to the Straddle Timer, this thing is amazing in my opinion. I like the Straddle Timer, and I will eventually get a Straddle Timer in my collection. However, if you can see, look at what they have to offer, man. The watches are beautiful, and then they're treated, the metal is treated. So, normally 316 is on a hardness scale, 200, Vickers or something like that, which is cool. And still, you can buff it out. But these are rated at 1,200 Vickers, so they will look great for a long period of time. Something that you could pass down to their family. But they were there and they were represented well at this event.
It do, man.
Now, I learned about Mark Time through a particular person that got one of his first watches, right? And then I saw a particular YouTuber come through and do a review on the watch. And I was so interested in seeing this Mark Time watch, so I had to go see it, and I tried it on. Beautiful watches. It's just, I gravitate towards the design.
I'm sorry. You already know him. Do I know you know this guy. Yeah, I know him. But see, you know him as something else. We know him as the Oracle.
Oh, the Oracle?
Yes, he's the Oracle.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So when we need watch advice and anything like that, we tap into him.
I didn't realize that you were such a big deal.
It speaks my language. Let's just say that. So we had a great conversation, and I'm a fan. I'm just a fan, man. Like, if you can see, like, just look at it, and it may not, spark your interest, but for me, oh yeah, most definitely. Okay, moving on to Lōcī. This guy's name is Trap. Dopeness, right? The two T's, get it? Anyway, had a great conversation with him. I like the design. I love the fact that this watch company gives back, right? And go check out the website. So everybody that I have seen, right, that I went to go see and that I believe are amazing watches, I linked it below. So if you want to go ahead and skip them, like, hey, you know what, I got to go check out for myself, go check it out, compare prices. This is a part of your research. This is you're doing your due diligence, right? I'm just providing an avenue for you to get to it a little easier. But Lōcī, I think, in my opinion, he has quartz and automatic, pretty simplistic, but just fun design. Like it. I love it.
Real quick, sir, what was the inspiration behind this watch right here?
So this line of watches is called the Pacific Coast Highway. So there's a dial inspired by the road and the ocean and the beach. And then every one of these that I sell, I give 10% to the Surfrider Foundation, which is a nonprofit that does conservation work on the coast. So when you wear the watch, you help protect the place that inspired it. I'm kind of a do-gooder, so that was just, I wanted to build a brand that had a purpose behind it.
Now, the watch company that I have been hearing so much about, I didn't get a chance. They came to an event in my city, in Chicago, almost 3 years ago, right? I believe it was almost 3 years ago. And I didn't get a chance to look at, I peeped at them, but there was so many people too. I was like, I gave up on trying to get to them. I got a chance to see it up close and personal. And I'm telling you, that's going to be my watch of the year. That's going to be my watch of the year. I'm calling it right now. I am going to add one of their watches in my collection. He is doing some amazing things, and look at the story that he has.
WMER2 News' Janae Wright sat down with the owner of Tsao Baltimore.
Baltimore-based watch company is creating a unique commemorative piece this year, and it plans on using steel from the fallen Francis Scott Key Bridge.
And then he has a collaboration with McCormick, right? The Old Bay. That's crazy. Yes. Tsao Baltimore is it.
Yeah, I seen when you was doing your little live video and
Yeah.
you was at the thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Making all this noise, man, because you right around the corner from this guy. Hey, let me see that bracelet though. That's crazy.
Stellar watches. I got a chance to go buy Stellar watches, and when I tell you that dial is amazing. And I don't have one of those watches in my collection, but trust me when I say, when it's all said and done, I will have that in my collection. These are things that it's like there's so many watches to choose from, to where it's like it's dang near impossible to find what direction to go into. But that is one that I consider to be outstanding. One of the best dials, hands down, that I've seen in any micro brand and major brand, if you will. That dial, that linen dial, is just sick. The colorways are sick. Didn't get a chance to look at Formex. Missed out on Formex. Couldn't get to see them. I couldn't get a chance to look at Doxa. I missed Trafford altogether. Like there were so many tables that I missed. But then also Canopy, which again, I don't understand. Canopy, that field one, dude, like at the time of this taping right now, you still have an opportunity to go over there and pre-order this $4.99, and what you get out of this watch is crazy. I got a chance to put my hands on it. I absolutely love it. Now, I don't get anything for this, but I'm just telling you, is being enthusiastic as I am about watches, and just head over heels, that watch for the price, I hope this, man, y'all load up the pre-orders, man. I know there has to be at least 40 of y'all right now that want a nice watch. Now, I think if you pre-order it, you don't get it until like the summer or something like that, but well worth the wait, I think. But what do I know? Now, the big dog, Christopher Ward. The line was so thick. It was so thick. I'm like completely blown away. This was the first time that, I got some shots of the side view because he was sitting next to Fair and Swift. But to get in the line for that, just look at the line. I literally said, okay, you know what? I'm going to get in this line and I'm going to see. But this line lasted from here until here. And this line lasted well off into the night. I'm talking about it stretched from the event, from the fair, down the street to the Capitol, all the way down to Ben's Chili. Well, I had a phenomenal chili dog, spicy and your regular chili cheese fries. Yeah, don't sleep on it. But Christopher Ward, Mike always does an amazing job. Always. He is phenomenal when it's talking about the brand. And Christopher Ward as a whole, as an independent, not a microbrand, as an independent, gosh, just the lore around it, the energy around it, just everything about it, man. I know some people like, Christopher Ward isn't that, but listen, you have a right to your opinion. You have a right to feel the way you feel. But I'm telling you, from my eyes, the way I interpreted this thing, Christopher Ward is a movement. This not a watch brand. It's a movement. But they did an amazing job. Now, Long Island. This is where Long Island and Laurier watches have a connection, and they don't even know it. I wore this watch to the event, right? Love this watch. I think it's one of the best GMTs out there on the market with an NH34. I went over to Laurier, right? And I wanted to see their watches. I absolutely love Laurier. I wanted to see the chronograph. So I took this watch off, sat it down, and if you look at my live, I hand my camera over to Lauren.
You don't mind holding this so I can try this thing on? What you think?
And then she hands me this back.
You got the same watch?
Somebody got my attention, said something to me, and I walked away.
This is my other one, man, that's just carrying it around. Thank you. Talk to you guys later. Oh, man. You still on? Heck yeah, I'm still on, bro.
From my watch. And as I'm standing there in the crowd, Lauren walks over. She says, hey, forget something? I was like, oh, my God.
His name on the flyer. Right.
Are you looking for this?
You dropped your watch.
What the hell, man?
Oh.
So yeah, y'all, I messed up, but it worked out in the end because after I put my watch back on, I walked over directly over to Islander. So I presented this watch, got my $50. Y'all thought I was gonna keep that $50 in my pocket? It burned a hole in my pocket right then and there, right? So that's where this bad boy came in, and I'm telling you, I absolutely love this watch. I think this watch is phenomenal, but this watch right here, I just did a live review on this watch, which I promise you guys a loom shot, and I'm sorry, here's a loom shot of the watch. The watch, I'm telling you right now, that beads of rice bracelet, the dimensions of the watch, the feel, the vibe, and it's just the overall vibe. It's the overall vibe. This watch, I'm telling you, is not just made for traveling and going on vacations. This is an everyday look down, appreciate the fact that you had the money to buy a watch and just, man, color day, window matching, the dial. This watch is everything. Islander does such a great job, man. And yes. So I think in a way, Mark, you did pay me to do this promotion, bro. Like, honestly, if you think about it, you gave me $50. So you were marketing. You great, but you paid me $50. So thanks. You know what I'm saying? You owe my palms, I owe yours. Hey, go and get you an Islander watch. But yes, anyway, that is the very end of this DC exhibit. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it, the watch fair. It was great. It was crowded. Be prepared if you ever go in any event, honestly, any of them. I don't care if like Minutes and Hours is coming up. Be prepared to stand in line for your favorite brand. And I highly recommend, even if you don't do a VIP experience, get there early enough to stand in line to like map it out, because they normally have a map of where these people are going to be. Go to your favorite one first and then filter through, because you will be highly disappointed. If you're a Christopher Ward fan, go there first. Just my advice. I'm telling you. So, all right. You got any questions, concerns, or anything like that, man? Feel free. Put it down in the comments, man. And this is that time where I say go ahead and hit. Which side of the screen I'm going to put this on? I don't know, but you see it. So, that's my time. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate you guys for being here. And until the next lightning strike, y'all be blessed.
Like he broke the bank, but he promised me he's not. He said he got started from his wife and her pop's watch face so fat the band had stretch marks. It shines so bright that you can see it from Mars. Man, he blinded me, reflecting headlights from the cars. He's got to be a rapper, baller, or a movie star, but nah, he's too humble to be all of the above. So he said, my name is Trap, oh, cause you bees in the trap. Nah, it ain't even like that, and he tilted his bull's cap. Introduced me to his wife, and she had one too. Wrist game so cold that she could build igloos out of nothing. They legit, they even bless their kids. Man, when they all stand in a row, they look like 4 Giotto rims. Tight like Tim's on a New York summer day. I just gotta be.